everyone, and welcome to your pre-recorded video for this week. As we are all getting ready for a long holiday weekend, I will be actually traveling to go visit my mom on Wednesday. So I decided to do a pre-recorded video so that I can share with you guys all some awesome cards that I created using the Country Floral Flowers and Country Birdhouse bundle. This is a new bundle, kind of like a mega sweet bundle that's available in our annual catalog. And so I thought I would share this with you. I think it is one of the fan favorites. I know I have a lot of customers that have enjoyed seeing cards with this. And what you're going to be seeing tonight is actually a class that you can purchase during the month of July. It'll be opening up for registration very, very soon. Included in this bundle, you have a couple of different stamp sets and dies and some coordinating ribbon, embossing folder. So can't wait to get started and share with you guys all the things that I've done with both of these amazing bundles. Now, before we get started on doing that, how about we announce some winners? Those of you that know and follow me, you know that I do 2 winners a week just by sharing my video. Now, I know it's a little bit different that you can't share it live, but if you can share the link of this to your Facebook page or comment on it over on YouTube, you will get entered into the drawing to receive one of the free goodies that I'm giving away this week. All right, so first off, I want to announce the winner of the 2 prizes from last week. I had the awesome adhesive-backed cork rounds, and then I also had the adhesive-backed lightning stars. And so the winner of the awesome little cork rounds is Joanne Boyle. So congratulations to Joanne. And the winner of the little lightning embellishments is Courtney Ostendorp. So congratulations to Courtney and to Joanne. And I do have prizes up for grabs this week. So if you share this week, you get either a pack of the rustic metallic adhesive back dots or a bolt of ribbon. So I know that I'm sharing with you guys some products that are retired, but I found a whole bin of stuff that I had been collecting for a team for Facebook Lives. And you know what? I look at it like this. It's still an amazing product, and you guys I know will love it. So I'm using it up. And so this is rustic metallic adhesive back dots and this beautiful bolt of ribbon here. This is the Misty Moonlight ribbon, and I love that ribbon. Okay, so we will draw the winner of those 2 prizes next week. All right, so let's get into tonight's projects. And again, I want to wish you all a very happy 4th of July weekend if you're watching me here in the United States. I know I'm looking forward to having a long weekend. We don't have to work on the 4th or the 5th. And so looking forward to that. Going to go visit my mom for a day or so and then come home and just try to get some things done here at the house. So looking forward to having a good long 4-day weekend. So this is the Country Floral, and this one you have the different very country-ish themed stuff. And then you have the coordinating dies that go with it. Now these dies have already been very well used and well loved here in the basement because we did a class with them for my team. And then I also already have everything cut for you guys for any of you that purchased this class during this month. So all of these will, as you guessed it, cut out the different pieces that go here and they line up. So you have all the different dies. I'm not actually taking the time to line them up perfectly, but you guys get the gist of it. It cuts out all of these awesome things. And then you also have, this is neat too, because this one will cut out a bunch of flowers all at once. This one cuts individual flowers. You have the awesome little, the little pail down here. You have one that cuts out all kinds of stuff. Okay, so it's pretty awesome. This one again is called the Country Flowers. And then they also have the Country Birdhouse. And the Birdhouse, I think, is the one that most people have been absolutely loving and wanting to see different projects made with. Country Birdhouse is very similar. You have this beautiful birdhouse and the awesome bird, and of course coordinating dies to go with this one as well. And yes, these are also very, very well used. So you have the birdhouse here. And then you have different pieces and parts to go with it. Okay, so lots of different things. You have the bird. You have all kinds of stuff. What else can I show you here? This is the top of the house if you wanted to add like the little top part. Here's to cut out the I might have even my dies messed up. I think this one belongs in the other one, the Country Floral, because this goes with this one. So, you know, when we get cutting, they all just blend together anyway, guys. So anyway, but you have all kinds of different dies that coordinate with these awesome sets, okay? So that is the 2 sets that go with it that I wanted to share with you. And then we have an embossing folder, and this is the embossing folder right here. And I love this one. It's the lace looking one. If you love lace, you will love this embossing folder. Then there's also a duo pack of ribbon. Now I don't have any of the petal pink ribbon here. I have more on order for my class, but I used it all for my team card day because we made these cards with my team last month, actually May, I think it was. But you get white, looks like this, and you also get pretty pink. You'll see the pretty pink that I used here on my cards in just a couple of moments. Next, I want to share with you some of the Designer Series paper. So the first pack of Designer Series paper is called Country Lace. And this Country Lace, I don't have all of them to share with you because we've been using this paper pretty heavily. But look at this awesome paper that coordinates so nicely with that embossing folder. So you have all the eyelet looking lace stuff here. And then this is 4 of the 6 patterns. And then on the back side, you have more of your solid patterns, one that looks like denim, one that looks like gray denim, gray pinstripe, just some really nice neutral colors here that are very country-ish. Now the paper that I like, well, I like this side a lot, but the paper that I know has been in and out of stock, and as of right now, by doing my video, the day I'm doing it, this paper is available, so I'm hoping it stays that way. But this one is called the Country Woods. And this one I absolutely love. That piece is just gorgeous. But this is very country-ish. You have all these different patterns. Whoops, that's a wood grain one. And then you have a darker wood one. And another wood one that looks a little bit different. And this one. And last but not least, this one. Okay, and then if you turn them over, you have a bunch more that are just as awesome. So you have this one right here, and then there's this one. Very country themed, very birdhouse looking. Like that's awesome for like a birdhouse, to cut out a birdhouse. And that one, and this one, and this one right here. So that is your Designer Series papers. So I combined both sets of Designer Series paper, both sets of dies and stamp sets, and I have created some awesome cards for you tonight, and also a class for you to be able to purchase from during the month of July. All right, so let me show you guys. I'm only going to show you them one at a time, and I'll bring them all back in at the very end of my video tonight for you guys to kind of see. So this is the first card that you're going to be seeing me make together with you. This is the color of that ribbon that I don't have because I used it all, and I have more coming for this awesome class. Now, the other thing that I did, so there are some flower dies in the flower dies in the die sets, but I wanted to add more flowers. So I incorporated this punch that carried over into our annual catalog and used this to create more additional flowers on a couple of my cards. Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and get started. So for this first card, I chose to use basic gray for my card base. Now, in the purpose of time, I may not actually glue all of these together with you, but again, I just want to make sure that you guys can see how I did it, see all the pieces, parts, and see how cool it is. The other thing is that if you decide to purchase this class, you will have the option to add on one or both of those bundles. So I'm going to be doing it a little bit different. You can add one or both of those bundles to your class fee, and they will be included for you when you get your kit. The other thing is you'll also get a tutorial that includes all the measurements and a list of all the products that I use to create your cards for tonight, okay? So this is the card base. It's the basic gray, and I paired it with some pecan pie cardstock and then a piece of this awesome Designer Series paper, okay? So I'm just going to adhere these together using some of our seal adhesive. So I'm just going to put that on here like that. And then this whole piece is going to go on to my card base. So you can see how I kind of popped that brown in from making the little birdhouse here. Okay, so here's how I did that birdhouse, and I probably won't take all the time to put it together, but what I did is I cut the birdhouse out with the birdhouse die, and then I ran it through the embossing folder to give it that awesome texture using this eyelet lace embossing folder. So that's how I got that awesome texture on here. Now these are all pieces of the dies that kind of go with it and coordinate with it. So to get that cute little lace look up there, what I did is I just adhered this down to my birdhouse, and then I just adhered this one up at the top. So by doing that, it just gives you that little bit of the white showing, and it gives you that cute little delicate look. Don't you love that? So that's kind of how I adhered that together right there. Then what I did, and it moved, but it's easiest to glue one down and then the other. Oops, and I got two of those. Bonus, they stuck together. Okay, so anyway, and then what you do is for the opening for the birdhouse, it cuts out this awesome little circle right here. So I did that also in brown. And then it cuts out separately the bottom of your birdhouse. So you can see that you can just adhere that right on top, and you have created this cute little birdhouse that is just absolutely adorable. You see that? And then once you have your little birdhouse assembled, I did adhere the whole thing down with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And then what's a birdhouse without an adorable little bird? So here's the bird stamped and then cut with the Stamp Emboss die cut machine. I did color him with a Pool Party marker, or blend, I should say. And for tonight, I just grabbed one of the dark colors, and I'm just going to color the entire bird to kind of match and coordinate with the colors of my card. So I'm just going to color him in with the dark Pool Party ink. And then you got to put him on here like he's, looking to get inside the little birdhouse. And then what is a birdhouse without the flowers, right? So this is that punch that I showed you I used. And I incorporated in some of the Misty Moonlight, some of the Pool Party, and then topped that off with a leaf. And I'm not sure if I have a leaf, but the leaf is from this stamp here as well, or this punch. And the leaf is in Old Olive. So that is basically how I assembled this card. And you just put your whole birdhouse down. And then I added the sentiment that says, "Hello, friend." And that I used a 3/4 inch piece of basic white cardstock. I used the Memento black ink, and all I did was stamp on that, and then we're just going to cut in to get our little banner piece here on the end. You cut up the center and then go from side to side. Gives you a good little opening there, or a little perfect little V, and you just add that to the top. And that is our first card. What do you guys think? I love it, love it, love it. So that is the first card for tonight. And I love how quick and simple that is to put together. Okay, so the next card, even though I didn't put it together with you guys tonight, these cards are very, very detailed, and this pre-recorded video would be well over an hour if I actually put all of these cards together for you. So I'm taking a little bit of a shortcut to get my video done and get it ready for all of you guys to see. All right, my next card is this one right here. And I, again, used the birdhouse. You can see here, that was one of the dies that I told you. It cuts out all the flowers together here. They're all attached, but you could also cut them apart if you wanted to use them separately. This die cut also cuts out all of those flowers, or all of those leaves together. And that's what I layered here. Did the same concept with the same birdhouse. So for this card, though, I chose to use Night of Navy for my card base, okay? So Night of Navy is the card base, and we're just going to fold this in half for the base of the card. And then I used the new awesome Basic Beige. If you haven't gotten the Basic Beige yet, you need to. This color is phenomenal. I used to really like Sahara Sand, but this Basic Beige is even a little bit better. It's a little bit softer, not quite so much of a sand looking, and it's a really good alternative to using Very Vanilla or Basic White for one of your neutral colors. So this is just going to go down here. It's a 5 1/4 by 4 piece, okay? And then we're going to build the birdhouse similarly. This time though, I cut the birdhouse out of a piece of designer series paper. Now, one thing I'm going to have you guys see, you can see on this one, I had the paper going this way, and on this one, the paper is going this way. So you can get different looks by cutting your birdhouses differently and getting kind of creative with that. Following the same concept, I have the little piece here that is petal pink, and then I have the other piece that is Night of Navy. So these are just going to go on here like that to kind of give you that awesome little look again. This time the birdhouse went up kind of near the top. And then I have a piece of that, gotta find it here, there's so many pieces. Piece of that basic beige to go there. You can see here that we also did the exact same thing, and I have this piece that's gonna go down on the bottom of my birdhouse. Okay, and then we have the bird. Again, we're going to color that using the pool party. As most of you know, those of you that have watched me on a regular basis, I try to keep the products minimally so that you don't have to invest in 20 million different colors of markers to be able to do the class. Or this bird could be any color of blue that you might have, or you could make it any color of a bird you want. Okay, you can get creative with that all on your own. I did use a dimensional to put this on. And then we have this awesome little piece that I just showed you. Again, part of the dies. And so for this one, you can just kind of glue this down and adhere it any way you want. I kind of glued it down like this, I do believe. And I just adhered that down to the bottom of my card like that. Added a little hunk of that amazing ribbon. And this I made into a sympathy card. And unfortunately, lately, I've been having to use a lot of sympathy cards. And so this set would be great for friendship, for sympathy, for thinking of you, for birthday. It's a very versatile set to be used with a lot of different, for a lot of different occasions. So for this one though, instead of cutting the banner, I just cut it at the angle like you guys have seen me do in the past. And then that's gonna get adhered down to the bottom of my card right there. So cute, right? And then that I just adhered down with a glue dot. Okay, so there's card number 2. What do you guys think so far? Make sure you comment and let me know, because it's different not being interactive with you guys. So it's kind of hard to see the hearts and the love and the oohs and the ahs coming in. All right, so this is my third card that I created for you. This is the last one that uses the birdhouse. The other 2 cards, I actually used more of the Country Flowers bundle to show you a little bit of versatility with the different sets. So for this one, I chose to use the crumb cake for my card base. And then I brought in that pool party. So since I was coloring the birds, all my birds are colored pool party, I decided to bring that color in. So pool party is my 5 1/4 by 4, followed by the beautiful petal pink. And you guessed it, we embossed it with that embossing folder again. This time though, I stamped the birdhouse. So again, I'm trying to showcase for you guys how you can use the dies on their own or how you can do them with stamping. Okay, so this is the stamped birdhouse. You can see that here on this stamp set right here. So it's stamped. I stamped using the Memento black ink onto the gray granite, and I did color the little scallopy edge here using the pool party ink. It just gave it a little bit of a unique different color and more of a vintage look, I feel, but you don't have to do that if you don't want to. But let me show you. I'm gonna bring in my pre-stamped birdhouse here, and all I'm gonna do is color in. It doesn't even look like you're coloring it with the pool party, but that's the color I used, and I'm just going to go over top of this. Now this might be the dark, and I think I may have used the light. But I went over it a couple times and it gave me that awesome little color, not a lot of color, just a little bit of definition to your birdhouse, okay? So you can kind of do this if you'd like to or not do it. You don't, I mean, totally personal choice. And when it dries, it does get a little bit more of the pool party color, okay? But that is what I used to color my birdhouse. The little scallopy things here. Okay, so from there we built the birdhouse up, all right? And all I did was, again, yep, you guys see that beautiful little bird there. So this time, since it stamped the little circle in the opening for the birdhouse, we are just gonna put the bird right there like that. I did color him with the pool party as well. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of color to him here. So you can see here that I'm adding some color. Okay. And then you can see the awesome little flowers that I outlined on here. Again, this uses the exact same punch that you saw me use earlier, bringing in a little bit of wild wheat. And then here is the cute little leaf punch, but it just is a lot easier when you're prepping classes sometimes to use a punch than all that die cut work. Now this one we made a happy birthday. So we stamped on a 1/2 inch strip of basic white, happy birthday, using the black ink. Now again, you can incorporate any of the inks that you would like that may coordinate with this bundle, but we chose to just use black since we were doing a lot of the other stamping in black to have things show up. And then that was just put on here with some dimensionals, added a little bow with the white ribbon to the center of the biggest flower, and voila, you guys, you have another card. All right. So let me bring you in this next one to show you. So this one uses one of my favorite pieces of designer series paper. It's that beautiful one with the different colors. And this reminds me of very vintage color. Actually reminds me of my grandma's house. My grandma had different things that were painted some of these colors that where I grew up in, or grew up at on the farm. And it just reminds me of her house. And I don't know why, but it just does. So for this one, I chose to use Pool Party for my card base. And then I pulled in the brown, where the brown stripes are, where it separates all of those colors. That is Early Espresso. So I decided to bring in an Early Espresso for a 5 1/4 by 4, followed by a 5 by 3 3/4 of that beautiful designer series paper. Isn't that gorgeous paper? So everyone's piece would be a little bit different based on how it's been cut. I am going to at least just adhere this together so I can kind of build up from there. So again, this paper is just absolutely gorgeous. I love it. So we're just going to adhere that onto there like that. And then using some designer series paper, I also cut 2 pieces. This uses the other one. This uses the country lace. And I cut a piece of that country lace and put it behind a piece of the Misty Moonlight. And that I just adhered down to the middle of the card right here. But look at how that layering just makes this card absolutely gorgeous. In advance, I stamped the So Lucky to Know You that will go up here at the top. And then I punched out, or I should say I stamped this awesome little pail, like a little milk pail, black ink stamped onto the petal pink cardstock, and then added the flowers. And these are the flowers right here, like they were coming out of the bucket, or the milk can, and those I colored with the Misty Moonlight. And guys, that's it. I didn't even add any ribbon to this card. I don't feel like it really needed it. I did use both the light and the dark Misty Moonlight on this. You can see where I outlined in the middle of the different petals here to kind of give that a little bit of definition and clarity. But love how that card turned out as well. Okay, so my final card that I'm going to share with you guys tonight is this one right here. And I like this one too. This is designer series paper, so you can see that I stamped the little stool on the designer series paper, so it makes it look like it's colored and old weathered. Love that look. So for this card, I used the Early Espresso cardstock, and I just folded this in half. Brought in a layer of Pool Party. Pool Party went really nicely with all of this, and laid that on here like that. And then I have a piece of the basic white, about 1.25 inches, stamped the Hello Friend on it. And then I have a piece of designer series paper that's just going to fit underneath of this, and that white's going to kind of overlap that. Now, normally when I do cards like this, I try to cover up where the paper pieces go together, but I kind of like how this looks like it looks more like it's sitting in the corner, and it makes it look a little bit more realistic, like this is the floor and that's the wall. I hope that you get that kind of a perception by looking at the card. So this is just going to go down here on the bottom. Again, this is the stool stamped onto the designer series paper and then cut out. So I love that. And then this is the cute little picture here. And the neat thing is when you punch out the other one, it lines right up and it adds your other cute little handle to this little picture. So that would just go down here like that. And I stamped Flower Market on it. And then what I did is I punched out This is the same one I used in the previous one. It was green. And so this is just going to get adhered down to my card. And then I use the die that cuts out the 3 individual flowers. It cuts them all out at once, but you get 3 different sizes. And then I just adhered those down to my card. Now, if you wanted to add a little bit more pizzazz to these cards, you could include an embellishment of some sort, and the little flowers are down here at the bottom. But I didn't feel these cards really needed it. And sometimes it's nice to just be a little bit, you know, not quite as fancy with cards. And I just thought these were enough just the way that they currently were. Okay, so I know I didn't actually adhere all these cards together for you tonight, because I'm going to give you the gift of time back. That's what we call it at work whenever a meeting ends earlier, because I know that it is 4th of July weekend. This is going live on Wednesday the 3rd. And so, you know, I'm sure you guys all have things you want to do, like making your favorite summertime dishes and things like that if you have family or friends coming over. So I decided to make it a little bit of a shorter version. So let me bring in all of these cards here again for you tonight. And you can see here how awesome they all turned out using that double bundle, the country birdhouse and the country flowers, incorporating in 2 packs of that designer series paper and a little bit of that ribbon. So again, this is a class that will be available for purchase during the month of July. You'll have the option to add on either one or both of those bundles to your class if you're interested in that. And stay tuned for this class to open. So I'm so glad that you guys joined me tonight for this pre-recorded video. I hope you all have a wonderful 4th of July weekend. Be safe, have fun, enjoy fireworks if you're going to be watching them. And I'll be back live with you next week, where I will be showcasing some more Christmas in July things. And then you'll be able to see my Christmas in July class actually open up for you to register for. All right. Thank you all so very much. Again, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll be back with you soon. Bye.